Tim DTV. It's variety, the real footage show. Tim Davis.
Welcome to show number 44 of The Real Footage Show with me, Tim Davis. And in this edition of The Real Footage Show, we are going to be talking about the NBC television series Wings, which aired on NBC from 1990 until 1997. In this edition of The Real Footage Show, we're going to be giving you a brief summary of the show, as well as talking about its release onto DVD. Wings is an American sitcom that ran for 8 years on NBC from 90 to 97. And over the course of those years, during those 8 seasons, it presented 172 episodes. Now, the show has been shown on networks in the past, like Nick at Night, and more currently on networks like Antenna TV, as well as having its own DVD releases over the years from various companies. The DVD versions that I have here for you in this edition of The Real Footage Show happens to be the releases that were put out by Mill Creek Entertainment. The company has released these value sets like the one I'm holding in my hand here. This happens to be the complete first and second season of Wings. And they also came out with the follow-up to that, which is the complete third and fourth season of Wings. This company, Mill Creek Entertainment, has also released the complete series set of this show, which features all of the complete seasons, and that's through Mill Creek Entertainment. From the episodes that I've seen on these DVDs so far, the company has done a great job, I believe, in releasing this series. The picture quality is good, and the audio is good, and it's interesting to how the company put them together in these value sets, because it's a little bit more easier for people to get 2 seasons at once instead of having to buy individual seasons. I find it very handy and very convenient for myself to be able to get 2 seasons in one set. The series features a great cast of actors and actresses and moments like many TV shows do. The TV series, in my opinion, reminds me of TV shows of the past like Taxi or Cheers, where Wings is situated at an airport compared to other TV series in the past, like Taxi was in a garage with taxi cabs and Cheers in a bar. Wings, the main situation comedies come out of the fact that it is in an airport setting. And the cast of characters that the show has is also interesting as well. My notes here. The stars of the show are Timothy Daly, and he plays the main character in the show, Joe Hackett, who runs an airline with his brother, Brian Hackett, who is played by Steven Weber. These two run an airline at the airport known as Sandpiper Air on Nantucket Island. Starring Timothy Daly and Steven Weber as brothers Joe and Brian Hackett, the show is set at the fictional town. The show is set at the fictional Tom Nevers Field Airport, a small 2-airline airport in Nantucket, Massachusetts, where the brothers operate Sandpiper Air. And then within that, more characters are introduced, and which makes the show well done as well. And they include actors and actresses like Crystal Bernard, Thomas Hayden Church, David Schramm, Rebecca Scholl, and others, of course, throughout the 8 years that the show was on the air. Along with the cast of characters, we also have Helen Chappell. She is played by Crystal Bernard, and she runs the cafe or the lunch counter at the airport. She's also a cello player, and many of the storylines throughout the show seasons feature her with playing the cello. Thomas Hayden Church plays the dim-witted mechanic or handyman who works at the airport as Lowell. Faye Cochran is played by Rebecca Scholl, and she is one of the employees from Brian that runs the ticket counter. Roy Biggins is in the show, who is played by David Schramm. David Schramm plays the character of Roy Biggins, and he runs the competitor airline, if you want to call it that, at the airport known as Aeromass, which is a little bit more bigger than Sandpiper Air. And then make sure I get all these characters here. So we have the two brothers, played by Timothy Daly and Stephen Weber. We have Crystal Bernard, who plays Helen. Thomas Hayden Church, who plays Lowell. David Schramm, who plays Roy Biggins, and Rebecca Scholl, who plays Faye Cochran. This show is interesting. It's if you've never seen it before, or if you have seen it before, there's a lot of situation comedies in it. There's a lot of fun moments. The show mixes, it's a well balance between comedy and drama at times. And of course, throughout the run of the show, for its 8 seasons on the air on NBC, other characters come in the later seasons as well. Amy Yesbach is in the show's later seasons. She was John Ritter's wife in real life. And in the later season also, John Ritter himself makes a guest appearance on the show. If you remember Wings from when it originally aired, or if you're just discovering it for the first time now, whether it's on TV or on DVD, you're in for a treat, because I find the show entertaining, I find it interesting, and it's definitely well worth purchasing on DVD if you already have it, or if you can catch the reruns on television. The show is interesting, I think, because not many shows are situated in an airport the way this show is. As I said earlier in this video, there have been shows over the years that have been filmed that take place with the settings of garages or bars or whatever, but this show is interesting because of the airport theme of it. And it was also created by it was created and produced by Cheers veterans, David Engel, if I'm pronouncing the names correctly, Peter Casey, and David Lee. So there is definitely a cross connection between the two shows, Cheers and Wings. And there also is some episodes too as well, where some of the cast members from Cheers guest star on episodes of Wings. For example, George Wendt himself, who played Norm Peterson on Cheers, and John Ratzenberger, who played Cliff Clavin on Cheers, guest star on some of these episodes. And I think the show is extremely good. It has great writing. The chemistry between the cast members is good, and I think it only gets better as the episodes go on. Most shows, when they first start out, are maybe a little bit slow of gaining an audience, but as most series, I think, go on in time, they just get better. The first season of Wings has 6 episodes in it. It was a short season, but as the seasons continue on from 2 and through 8, they are the full seasons, anywhere from 22 to 24 to 26 episodes a season. Hopefully you have enjoyed this brief synopsis or summary of the TV series Wings. I am an enthusiast and a fan of television shows, and no way an expert in the subject, but just an enthusiast who likes to talk about and share my thoughts about these shows, and hopefully to give you some insight on to these shows if you are new to them or discovering them for the first time. If you would like to see other videos like this that are television themed, as well as movie, music, and DVD reviews, you could subscribe to my YouTube channel if you already haven't at Tim1TV, where you can follow along with other videos like this that are television and entertainment themed, with other wide variety of other topics that I share on there. And if you would also like, you could also add me as a friend on Facebook, Tim Davis, Tim D Productions, where I also have many fan pages on there for television and music of the same nature that I present on my YouTube channel. So for the Real Footage Show, my name is Tim Davis. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I'll see you in the next video.